I was having a conversation with a woman, and she was mentioning, like, in the conversation, she said to me, if this happens, like, if I get married, if I have a kid, if I ever get a job, if I ever get out of this. And I thought to myself, what? What do you mean if? Where's the when? When, B'ezrat Hashem, this happens? Why if? And I realized because this woman, she must be feeling enough already. I'm tired. I don't have strength anymore to hope, to dream, and get my dreams shattered. She was not holding in a place of the when, God willing. She's holding in a place of if. And that made me feel so helpless, actually, because I realized how helpless she was feeling. It made me go inside myself and remember a time when I, 4 years ago, was in a very dark place. I was pregnant with my last child, and it was a very difficult pregnancy. And in the 6th month, my father passed away. As I had COVID, I was in quarantine. I was unable to participate in his funeral and sitting Shiva by myself. And I felt like I had no strength to go on, and there was no desire. I lost my desire. There was no when. It was if. It was just like, if I feel better, then maybe I'll start working again. If. The if is dangerous. And I realized, actually, thank God I realized, instead of just like a quick fix, like, let me just quickly fix this and like go back to how I was before, I realized that I had to do some really hard, deep inner work. And what was the inner work that I had to do? I had to want again. I had to find my desire. But in order to do that, I had to take a step back and want to want. So my very first step was asking Hashem to help me to want to want. The moment I started wanting to want, all of a sudden Hashem opened for me the desire to want. And before I knew it, really, miraculously, within a few months, I really had such a salvation. Not only a salvation of connecting to myself once again, connecting to my role and my tafkid again, but also gates of bracha, gates of blessing came into my life where I was able to start new things and go on new adventures and start new doors were being opened, because it wasn't an if, it was a when. There was a desire again. In this week's Parsha, we have 5 women. There are these 5 daughters of a man who passed away not leaving a son. The way that the inheritance of Eretz Yisrael, it was inherited, was through the son. Now, they had no brother. Therefore, they saw that their portion, that their tribe, their family's portion was not going to be passed on to anybody. They came to Moshe Rabbeinu and they said, look, we deserve and we want a portion in Eretz Yisrael. We have so much desire to have a portion in Eretz Yisrael. Now, let me also explain something according to the Holy Books. According to the Holy Books, it's written that just as we have in Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel down here, we also have, there's a reflected sort of mirroring of Eretz Yisrael on top. What's the on top? It's the concept also of Olam Haba. It's written by our sages that every single Jew has a portion of Olam Haba. Therefore, if every person has Olam Haba reflected on top, then that must mean that every person also has a portion of the Eretz Yisrael here down below. They came to Moshe Rabbeinu and they said, we want. Now, according to logic and according to the Torah that Moshe was given, no, the way it's written and the way that the Golal, the way that this lottery is, which is a lottery in itself is above logic, but it's the logic of Hashem. It's calling, saying, whatever Hashem wants this to happen, it's going to happen. Moshe Rabbeinu, who was able to achieve 49 levels of Kedusha, of holiness, he got to a point where he was like, I have no desire of my own. The only thing that I have is to do Hashem's will. What's Hashem's will? It's written. It's clear. It goes through the inheritance of the Son. Everything's written. It's very clear to me. And he said, wait a minute, I don't know what the answer is to this, in this kind of case where there is no son. And he went and he asked Hashem, and what did Hashem say? They get a portion in Eretz Yisrael. Listen to them. What's the mishpatan? What is their judgment? What is going to be determined? Mind you that the word mishpatan, what is there in the feminine? Judgment. Now this word mishpatan, feminine, has the nun. What's nun? Nun is the numerical value for 50. 50 was one more than Moshe was able to get to in a place of holiness, a place of Kedusha. Moshe Rabbeinu was able to get to this 49th level of connection to Hashem. There was one person who got higher, which was Rabbi Akiva, the person who changed his life, going from being a totally ignorant person who knew nothing at the age of 40 to restart and rebuild and grow and learn. He got to a level that he was even higher. He got to this 50th level where he was even able to understand the mystical beyond the letter of what was written down, and even on the crowns of the letters. And also the women were able to get to this level. Why and how? Through their desire, through their emotion. On the one hand, we cannot let emotion run our lives because we will be crashing into things. We need that steering wheel, hegayon. We need the logic. We need our seichel. We need the seichel. We need the intellect to tell us what to do and how to do it. But there are points in your life also where I'm telling you, where even logically it would seem like if this happens, Hashem is saying no. Now's the time to what? To waken up the ratzon, waken up the desire. Because know that the word desire, what does desire mean? Desire, ratzon, is also a tzinor. It's a tube, it's a contact. It's not to say that just because I have a desire, this is going to happen. Because ultimately, whatever Hashem wants is going to happen. That His want should be my want. But the very first thing that we have to do is to want to want. We have to waken up in a desire. Do not be afraid to want. On the one hand, you could be calm and you could be rest assured knowing that yes, Hashem is in control and He's running the show. And on the other hand, I do not have to be afraid to want. Want. And if you can't want to want. Shabbat Shalom.